Hi guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the weekend of, I'm trying to see, I think it's like February 3rd. I'm doing this kind of early in the week. I do have a hockey tournament to deal with later in the week, so I thought I'd go ahead and do my Stacking the Shelves. So, you ever make a New Year's resolution and you're like, I'm going to stick to this, and then you completely blow it, like the third week in January? So, I decided kind of a couple weeks ago that I was going to make a New Year's resolution to not get more than 2 books in a week. Because if I don't get more than 2 books in a week, then I can actually start cutting down on my to be read pile quite significantly this year, which I would love to do. I failed spectacularly this week to do that. And I'll explain why it kind of wasn't my fault, but it kind of was. So I ended up with quite a few books this week, so this is the stack of them. The top 2 are ones I got from the library, and those were the only books I was actually planning on getting. So I'll just go through those first because, I actually meant to get those. And the rest of them, I'm going to split out real quick here because I ended up getting quite a few graphic novels. That's pretty much what everything else is. So maybe they don't really count as full books because I can read them pretty fast. I don't know. So the 2 books I got from the library are 2 debut authors for 2018 that I just thought looked really interesting. The first one is Everless, we're getting some glare here, sorry, by Sarah Holland. And this one just sounds really cool. It's about a world where time is currency. It just seems really interesting. And so people who are rich can live forever, and people who are poor end up kind of scraping together to try to buy time to live. So it looks really cool. It's got an absolutely amazing cover on it. It's just beautiful. And I'm excited about reading that one. This one I also really think looks pretty cool. This is called A Conspiracy of Stars by Olivia A. Cole, another debut author for 2018. And again, this one, the cover actually the cover online looked cooler than it looks in person here, but it really, really caught my attention. And the main reason it caught my attention is it has something to do with a society in which scientists try to preserve natural wonders and stuff, but they find out there's some big conspiracy and all this. So it's more of a science fiction young adult book. So that's another one that got my eye. And I was at the beginning of the year, I was I'm going to try not to read a whole bunch of new series, but these 2 ones really caught my attention, so I thought I would get those. Alright, so then I did buy 2 books, and I kind of pre-ordered them a really long time ago and then completely forgot I pre-ordered them, which, I do sometimes. So I didn't realize they were releasing this week. But one of the ones I bought was Nerves and Wires Volume 2 Gone Rogue by Marissa Meyer. This is the graphic novel series that continues the Lunar Chronicles series, and I really liked the first Nerves and Wire one. It was very fun, and so I'm excited to read this, and I did. It is a graphic novel. It's all done in kind of this bluish, cartoony style, which isn't super my favorite for illustration, but it was a very fun story, so I really liked the first one. So, excited to read that, and I did buy that. And then the second graphic novelish thing, actually manga that I bought, and I pre-ordered it a long time ago, was the 25th volume in the Black Butler series by Yana Toboso. Again, very excited to read this. I am a huge, huge Black Butler fan, and I really look forward to these. And they've been coming out 2 times a year. So those 2 were ones I pre-ordered but forgot I pre-ordered. So that brings me up to 4 books this year. And then I got a whole bunch of graphic novels for review. And 2 of these I got from the Amazon Vine program. And they kind of show up when they show up on that list. And I requested them. I wasn't sure when I was going to get them. And they happened to both come this week. So the first one I got is Barbarians in the Birth of the Chinese Identity. This is the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms to the Yuan Dynasty by Jin Liu. And this is a series of understanding China through graphic novels, which I remember when I was in high school, I had a gifted, talented teacher that was if you can understand China and the social dynamics of China, you're pretty damn smart. So I just thought that just stuck in my mind, and since China is very prominent in our manufacturing, world right now, I'm very curious to just read about the history of China, and it's targeted more for middle grade as well. So I think my son, who's really into history, will really enjoy this. So I did not read that this is the 3rd volume in Understanding China through comics, and I hate starting in the middle of things, but I'll read it and we'll see how it is. So that should be a very interesting read. And I am looking forward to reading it. The next one I got from Amazon Vine for review was another graphic novel that surprised me with its hugeness. I was not expecting for it to be this big. It showed up in a giant package and I was like, what the heck is that? This is Nyoruk by Olivier Vatine, something like that. It's a post-apocalyptic graphic novel about this boy and like surviving in the world of mankind made after the apocalypse. It looks pretty darn neat. It's huge though, so like I'm gonna have to like sit down at a table and like read this because trying to hold it and read it is going to be practically impossible. But I am excited to read it. And then my son is all like, can I read it? Can I read it? And I'm like, I don't know. It's done by Dark Horse, which usually does more adult stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I couldn't find like an age on here. It doesn't say mature or anything. So I guess I'll read it and I'll find out. So that was the other one I got for review. Then I got one for review from the publisher. I get a lot of emails from publishers to review books. I also get a lot of emails from random companies in China and people from Amazon to review because I am ranked pretty high on Amazon as an Amazon reviewer and do the Amazon Vine thing. So this was just kind of a random email I got from this publisher. It caught my eye. I don't look at all the reviewer, author, publisher requests because there's just a lot of them. But this one is from I'm losing things. From a publishing company, I think that's relatively new, called Penny Farthing Productions. And that just caught my eye because it's cute. So I thought, oh, what is that? And they are doing, and if I get this wrong, I'm sorry, but they're kind of doing like family-friendly, like fantasy-based graphic novels, at least what I saw from what they sent me. They were requesting that I review one called Audrey's Magic 9. It's book 1 in the series. Let's see if they have the author's name in here. By Michelle Wright and Courtney Huddleston. So a very high quality, nice graphic novel. I did go online and like look through some pictures of it and stuff. And it looks, you can't really see it there. It kind of starts out black and white, but that's because it's about this young girl who's making her own comics and stuff. So the illustration looked very high quality. The book itself is, high quality. So this is just some samples. So I thought, yeah, I'll read it. And it was an interesting request because they actually asked me to review it, and they asked me if I'd let my 10-year-old son read it as well, because I mentioned him in my reviews of a lot of like middle grade graphic novels. And I got that today, actually, and I think it'll be a fun read. So I will let you guys know what I think about it. And they were requesting I just post an honest review on Amazon, so I will be doing that. So that was kind of neat. And it'd be really fun to get a good working relationship with a graphic novel publisher that does something like that. In the past, I've had close relationships with like H.P. Mallory, did a whole bunch of stuff that I used to review for her when she started out, and then like Quirk Books that did all the William Shakespeare Star Wars and the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. They did a whole bunch of stuff. I had a pretty close relationship with one of the guys over there who constantly had me reviewing stuff for him. So that was kind of fun. It's fun to have these publisher reviewer relationships with people who do stuff you actually enjoy. So I really liked working with Quirk Books, and then when he left, the next person that took his spot wasn't as easy to work with. So I don't do that anymore. And it just takes time, so it's nice if you have people that are consistent to talk to and all that. So anyways, enough of that side. So I ended up getting seven books. Yeah, seriously, I mean, come on. I wanted to not get that many because it's just too much. So this one from Penny Farthing to review. These two from the Amazon Vine program to review. And then I did buy these two books, and then of course the two from the library. So I guess the only good thing, well, I'm always excited to get new books, but the best thing about it is that most of those are graphic novels, so they should be relatively quick reads for me. Aside from that, I don't have a ton to say. I know I mentioned my cat was ill in the last video. He is still ill, but they're having a little bit of trouble figuring out. Like, we did a whole bunch of follow-up x-rays, and they're not exactly sure what's going on. He came back heartworm positive and possible bladder cancer, but they don't know. So he seems relatively happy right now. He's just losing weight, so we've kind of decided just to hang out and see what happens, I guess. After spending quite a bit of money on x-rays and blood test work and having relatively inconclusive results, we're kind of ready to just hang out and see how he does, I guess. And as I mentioned, we do a hockey tournament. Our second to last hockey tournament of the season is this coming weekend. It's a big out-of-town thing, so we're going to be staying in a hotel with all the kids and all the parents, so it'll be crazy. We have been very cold here again. I think when I got up this morning, the temperature was 1, not including the wind chill. So it's been very, very cold again. It probably is going to be for the next week, and then it'll warm up. It likes to do this to us the end of January because it's like an insult or something. I don't know. Other than that, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys got a lot of great books this week, that you had a great week of reading, and that you have a great week of reading. And I will talk to you next week, hopefully with only two books to talk to you about, because I really am trying to keep track of like how many books I get in versus how many books I'm reading, and I can only read like 5 to 7 books a week, including graphic novels. So if I'm getting more than that, I'm like going in the hole here. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.